is the Inspirational Ambivert channel. This is the Let's Get Inspired live vlog. This is episode 24. And the title, and what's the day? We're on a Sunday. We're in the UK. I'm in the UK, of course. It's 10 in the morning on a Sunday, basically, which is the 17th of August, which I've just said. The title, episode 24, it's the loneliness of self-improvement. So the loneliness of self-improvement. 1 minute. We'll get going in a second. Sorry. So I'm just going to, 1 moment, let me take my microphone and everything. I'm going to just get warmed up slowly. I hope that you're all okay. I hope life's treating you well. Sorry, I've done a 6-day week this week. I'm very sorry, guys. I'm a bit tired. That's the truth. That's where I'm at. So forgive me if my thoughts might wander off a bit more than they usually do. My communication style might not be as smooth as it usually is, but I'll do my best, of course. But your best is different every day, as you know. So we're going to get into it. We'll get warmed up. Of course, this is a live vlog. I do have some notes, but a lot of what I'll be saying is done in a freestyling kind of manner, with as much thought behind it as I can. Any comments I'll be answering any comments, of course. So I'll be talking about things, and then I'm going to go back to the comment. I'm going to refer to the comments as well at the same time. 1 moment, guys. I'll get going in a second. But it's a Sunday. I'm being relaxed about this today. I think that's the best. Sander says hello. Hello, Sander. Nice of you to join us. I hope that you're okay. How are you doing? Are you okay today? Is the question. How's life? I'm tired. Sarah's saying I'm tired too. Yes, I feel you. Yeah, I feel it too. But life's good. Yeah, good for you, man. Life's good for me too, even though I don't always feel like it. Life's good. Yeah. Is it perfect? No. I think I've had a tough week, if I'm honest. I've had a tough week. It's not. He's saying he's selling drugs and has a gun. Call the cops. Not anymore, mate. Not anymore. And it's not. He's saying he's moving body parts in the bags. Wow, that's very dark. It's not. Anyway, let's get into it. So it's about the loneliness that can be found in self-improvement. Just referring to my notes. Nobody tells you this part about self-growth. The better you become, the lonelier it can get. So the better you become, the more you grow, the more you develop, work on yourself, the lonelier it can get. And that's what I'm going to be talking about today. It's not saying show us your guns and drugs again. I wish they were there. Do you know where they are? It's not. I don't know where my drugs and guns are. Nadeem, are you British? Yes, I am British. Yes, English specifically. So I'm going to ask a question to the group so people know what we're talking about. Then I'm going to get into it. And we'll go with the flow, man. I know it's Sunday. I hope that you're doing okay. My name's Brad, by the way. That's my name. So Let's Get Inspired live vlog. It's the Inspirational Ambivert channel. That's what my channel's name is. I generally talk about self-improvement, working on yourself, self-reflection, psychology, etc., etc. I talk about a variety of things. If you want to check out my channel, please do. Thank you for anyone that's subscribed so far. I really appreciate you all. I've just recently got over 100 subscribers, which is great for me. I know it's probably small compared to a lot of channels, but for me, that's a milestone. It's took me a while to get there, but I just enjoy this process. And my intentions are basically just to help people, to spread positivity, to try and be a good, decent person. That's what I'm about. That's what the channel's about. It's about self-growth, self-improvement, and the difficulties that are found in those things. Because life's not hard. Life's hard, isn't it? Let's be honest. Life's not fucking easy. And it's just making sense of it and making the best of it kind of thing. Anyway, one moment. Let me just ask a question to the group so people know what we talk about. One moment, guys. I'll be with you in a moment. I'm just writing some things. I can't see the comments at the moment, but I'll see them in a minute. One moment. We'll get there eventually, of course. Thanks for your patience. Just typing something in. Right. Okay. I am doing. Do you think that self-improvement can feel lonely? Do you think self-improvement can feel lonely? I'm just going to look at the comments. Brad put it up as a title. I've just done that so people know what I'm talking about. The Colouring God says, hey. Hello, the Colouring God. Nice to have you with us. So let's get into it. So we're going to be talking about why personal growth can feel isolating and how to deal with it. That without giving up on yourself, basically. So I'm going to share a personal story now. And I'm going to talk, Becky, when I was younger, like Thingy was referring to, it's Nova saying he's selling drugs and as a gun call the cops. He was joking, of course. Just one moment. One moment, I've just got comments. Let me read. I'll read the comments as I talk as well, of course. So Mike Oxmall, hi Brad, best wishes from West Yorkshire. Hi Mike. You're not far from where I am. I'm from Lancashire, near Manchester. Yorkshire's lovely. Yorkshire Dales are lovely as well. Whereabouts in Yorkshire are you from, Mike? I know you said West Yorkshire. Anywhere specifically? Sanders moving on. She's saying growth is a lonely process, definitely. And once you've changed, it gets even more lonely because you grow away, you move away from people, don't you, when you're working on yourself. But right now, I'm comfortable with that. Well, you're in a good place then, by the sounds of it, Sander. Castleford, mate. Yeah. Home of the Castleford Tigers, isn't it? Rugby League. Yeah. I've never visited the town, but I know roughly where it is, Mike. Georgia Film says hi. Hi, Georgia. Nice to have you with us. And nice to have you with us, Mike. And everyone else, hi as well, by the way. So I'm going to tell you a little story about myself. I'm 42 years old. So a bit older now. And when I was in my 20s, though, I was wild. I used to sesh. And sesh means I used to take drugs. And I used to drink a lot. And I'd be hanging around people that did the same thing. So birds of a feather flock together. As you know, birds of a feather, I'll repeat it, birds of a feather flock together. So I was around, let's say, people that were doing toxic things. And I was toxic as well, of course. But I wasn't happy. Maybe for parts of it, I was happy when I was high, when I was drugged up, let's say, when I was taking ecstasy tablets, when I was taking amphetamine, when I was doing cocaine. When I was on a high, I felt fucking amazing. Let's not lie. You feel amazing when you're on the high, but when it's coming down, it can feel horrible and it's not good for you, as I'm sure you know. It fucks you up. It's horrible for you. But I was in my 20s. I was an idiot. I didn't know myself. I didn't know what I wanted to do. And therefore, of course, you get lost in it all. And I was like that for a long time. But I wasn't happy. And I was really hard on myself. I beat myself up which was a good thing at the time, because I needed to beat myself up because I was fucking up. Wasn't succeeding. I was seshing too much. And I wanted to come away from those things. But when I started to talk about those things with my friends at the time, they weren't open to it. They didn't like hearing it because they were still seshing. So they don't want you to do well. They don't want you to improve. Do they? They don't. Nothing personal towards yourself, but it didn't make them feel comfortable. So I talk about what I wanted to do, what I was doing, and they'd maybe ignore it, or they'd change the subject, or they'd mock me. They'd mock me for doing well. And therefore try and make me feel uncomfortable about doing better for myself. Trying to keep me where they were. They liked me being like them. They felt comfortable with me being at their level, let's say. Not that I feel like I'm better than anybody, because I'm not. But their session, they're taking drugs. Anyone who's not doing those things, that's improving themselves, it reminds them of their own shortcomings, doesn't it? So if you're trying to do better than the others, they're not going to fucking like that shit. They're not. Some people aren't going to like it. They feel threatened by it. They feel insecure about it, and they'll act out. They might mock you. They might put you down. They might try and persuade you that you're being silly. Don't be silly. You don't want to do those things. Why would you do those things? And they'll give you loads of reasons why you shouldn't go for that new job. They'll give you loads of reasons why you shouldn't take on that new healthy activity. They'll give you loads of good reasons why you shouldn't stop taking drugs, which sounds crazy, but that's what people can do. And that's what was happening to me. And I come away from it a little bit, but then I get dragged down. And I kept going up and down, up and down, up and fucking down for years, week in, week out. And it was difficult. Sander saying 10-10. I don't know what that means, by the way, Sander. Is that, what is it, angel number or something like that? I don't know what 10-10 means, or if you're going down the angel number kind of thinking. But anyway, as I was saying, I was struggling to come away from it. I was struggling to get out of it. It was difficult, let's say. One moment, sip of water. And these people were dragging me down, of course. Let me just carry on. Sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. Sorry about that, guys. I've just done a 6-day week. I work in operational theatres. I work in theatres, basically. My job is I'm a scrub nurse. I'm changing subjects a bit. I help surgeons with instruments for operations like knee replacements, hip replacements, etc., etc. There's loads of different operations. Sander saying 10-10's an angel number. Nice. I don't know exactly what the 10-10 means, or let me know if you can what that means. That'd be interesting. So yeah, that's what I do as a job. And I've done a 6-day week, so I'm a bit tired. I apologise if I'm not as energetic as I usually am, but I'm doing my best. Doing my best. So anyway, you get sucked down by people. They don't want you to do fucking well. They want to keep you down. But what can happen is, if you come away from imagine you've got a group of friends and they're all taking drugs and they're all sessioning. If you do what they're doing, you'll feel comfortable. But it's not good for you, obviously. If you do it for too long, it's going to fucking potentially kill you. But you're coming away from it. Then that group of friends, you're not aligning with them anymore. You're not doing the same things. You're not on the same frequency. You're doing better. They're staying there. And then what happens is, it happened to me, is that because you're coming away from it, you're on your fucking own. You've got 10 friends over here. You're trying to do better than them. They're not going to change. They're staying where they fucking are. They're happy there. Each their own, of course. You're trying to do better, but it can feel very lonely if you're coming away. It can feel very lonely because you're the only one that's trying to do better. You're the only one that's trying to improve yourself in that small group, let's say. Mike Oxmore saying, you're correct, Brad, and it's a battle to break away from it all. Yeah, it is, Mike. I agree. But it's definitely worth battling on until you're in a better place. Absolutely. Absolutely, Mike. You've hit the nail on the head there. And also, it's really easy fucking saying it. Saying it's fucking easy. I think this shit takes time. And it's fucking hard. Easy to say it. Easy to fucking say it. But actually doing it, I'm going through the emotions of it, is hard. And also, sometimes you're on that transitional period. You don't even know where the light is at the end of the tunnel. You can't even see it sometimes. You're just trying your best, hoping it's going to work out. And it can take years. It can take years, in my opinion. I think self-improvement as well itself. I'm still working on myself. I still mess up. I've not got it all sorted. I really haven't. I've got a lot better. But this week, especially, I've noticed how much there's some things I still need to work on. Still, honestly, there's still stuff I need to work on myself. I am not fucking perfect. And just to let you know, guys, for one, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical professional, and I'm not a psychologist. I'm not any of those things, just to be clear. I'm just giving my perspectives, honestly, and trying to help people the best I can from my own perspectives and my own experiences. However, I'm not a doctor I've just said it, Anna. I'm not a psychologist or any of those things, but I do have experiences that can help people, I believe. But not one size fits all, of course, and we're all individuals. So just letting that out there as well. So Hebe Manipexia, sorry if I said it wrong. Hebe, sorry. Hebe or Hebe, sorry if I'm saying it wrong. Hi, no one told me the journey would be lonely for real. You meet people in your life, but they don't stay long if they don't know or understand the journey you are on. Wow, that's very profound and very well said, by the way, Hebe, or Hebe, sorry if I'm saying it wrong. So let me just break it down. So no one tells you this journey is going to be real. No one tells you. Even if you read it in a book, you read these things in a book, and they could be bang on, these things in the book, or you can get advice from someone how to do things. And honest to God, that advice could be absolutely bang on, but they don't tell you it's going to be lonely. They don't. And even sometimes you can actually physically be lonely on your own, and other times you can be around other people and still feel lonely, can't you? Because they don't understand you. Like Hebe is just, I keep saying it wrong, sorry. Hebe has just said, and people don't stay for long. I'm trying to break it down, that's all. And they don't understand where you're coming from. They don't get you. They can't see it. They can't interpret it. Sandra's saying, it's the same for me. It's difficult to find people with integrity, absolutely. Especially in this world that loves this fake world that we live in sometimes. Not everyone's fake. Not every situation's fake, I like to think, but there's a lot of it. And what Sandra said, sorry, it's difficult to find people with integrity, no drama, and good intentions these days. Yeah, a lot of self-serving selfishness on the back of other people as well. People want to achieve things and do things, and they'll shit on anyone just to get there. For instance, so therefore, no integrity, creating bullshitty drama and bad intentions. I wish the world was a little bit of a better place sometimes. There is good people out there, though, I believe. But it can be difficult and it can feel fucking lonely. How do I know this? I experience it. I've experienced it, and I'm experiencing it now in my own way as well. Hebe is saying, I'm on this journey, even documenting the journey. Oh, good for you. Hebe. Oh, Hebe. Thank you. Hebe. Thanks for correcting me, because I sometimes struggle with pronouncing names. So thank you, Hebe, for that. Good today, you're journaling basically by the sounds of it, Hebe. You're writing a book. Good for you. How are you finding that? Wow, that's amazing, by the way. Hebe's saying they don't indeed, so you just isolate. But I learned the most influential people had to isolate themselves to develop themselves. Yeah, the solitude kind of thing I'm getting from you, Hebe. Carl Jung is one. Carl Jung was pioneer, wasn't he? Amazing person, psychologist, wasn't he? And he'd be saying, Sandra's saying, spot on, I isolate myself too when I need to. But I'm going to move on, guys. So let me just go back. We've covered this now. I'm just going to start a Q&A. So growth creates distance. Kind of covered it a little bit, but I'm going to go into it in a bit more detail if I can. Quote, growth creates distance. Just going back to the comments. I'll keep responding to the comments as well as I go along. That's what I try to do. It's a very trying time. Yeah, it is, Hebe. It is a trying time. I don't know about everybody else, but I just see a lot of like the negativity coming out more in people. It can be very ugly sometimes, and it can feel very lonely as well when you're trying to be a good person, trying to have integrity, trying to be a decent person, you're trying to navigate your life the best you can, and there's so much messed up people. It's difficult. I'm not really explaining it in detail there, but I struggle with it. A lot of toxic, and the more you work on yourself, the more aware you are, the more awake you are, the more you see things. And a lot of people aren't aware; they're not awake. The perception of things and their frequencies at a certain level, basically. And he'll be saying, "I'm glad I found you." Oh, good. I'm glad. Good to have you with us. By the way, I appreciate that. He'll be saying, this is true. You see authenticity and toxicity from a mile away. Yeah, I see it straight away. Yeah. I appreciate the authentic though. I really do. I really do. We need more of that in the world. Sandra's saying she's glad that Hibby's here. She's saying, Sandra's saying, I isolated myself 2 years ago for 3 months. I talked to God, the universe, my loved ones that I've passed, and I did a lot of reading, meditation, and yoga. Good for you, Sandra. That's some deep work there. That's solid. That's basically solitude by the sounds of it. Ruam, you look like an example of what happens when you go to jail. What do you mean, Ruam? Excuse me. And Sandra saying I did colour in. It was really hard, and a lot of soul searching was hard. Yeah, I think colouring can be help therapeutic, can't it? Hibby saying, wow, Sandra, thank you. I'm learning yoga myself. Yoga's hard, man. I've done it a few times. I'm absolutely rubbish. I'm rubbish at it, if I'm honest. I'm not flexible whatsoever. It looks, I don't know, if you've never done it before, it can look quite easy, but it's definitely not. It's very difficult. A lot of core strength and flexibility needed. It's really good for you though, of course. So growth trait, anyway, I'm going to go back on topic. Let me just keep going. I'm a beginner Hibby, but I cried on my mat at first. It was so healing. You feel amazing afterwards. Hibby saying, funny, you said deep work, currently reading Cal Newport's Deep Work. I've never heard of that, Hibby. Never heard of that. So growth can create distance. Old friends may not share new interests or values. Sometimes they feel threatened by changes. So you could be at work and you could be going for more promotion. Everyone likes you. They like you at the level that you're at. They know you. They're comfortable with you at that level. That's how they know you. And you're predictable to them. But once you start to change, you become different, don't you? You become unpredictable. You might want to go for that other job. That other job might be promotion, let's say, and it's going to require different responsibilities. Therefore, it's going to require a different approach because you have different tasks than you did before. Then people are going, what they're going to do, they're used to you being here. Now you're going up to there, and then they're going to go, oh, what's Brad doing? What the fuck's Brad doing? Is he trying to get better? I don't quite like that. This thought process can be conscious and unconscious. He's getting above his station, isn't he? He wants to be the boss. He wants to control everything. These could be potentially fearful, insecure thoughts from those people potentially, and then they will be uncomfortable with your growth, for instance. Hibby saying he basically gives us examples of people who dig deep work and its importance. I am loving it. You're loving it. Good. I've never heard of that before. Maybe I need to look into that when I get the chance. So people can feel threatened by your changes. They can feel threatened by your growth. Like my old friends, they didn't like seeing me do well. They didn't like hearing that I was trying to work on myself. They didn't like hearing that I wanted to stop taking drugs, that I wanted to stop drinking. They didn't like hearing that I wanted to exercise. They didn't like hearing that I was going for a new job and this new career. They didn't like it. Sandra's saying, Brad, people like you to stay right where they like you, where they can control you. Yes, well said, Sandra. Absolutely. I remember, got a little bit of a story. I was in my early 20s. I was session. And at one point in my life, I was really quiet and I was really insecure. I was really quiet. I didn't have a voice. And people, at one point, I used to hang around with a group of people and they were all taking drugs. They were, let's say, the British word chavs. I was a chav as well, let's say. And they used to put me down and they used to bully me. I used to get bullied for about 2 years. I'm in my early 20s by this group of people. Did I allow it? Yes. Did I attract it? I did. I did attract it. However, it wasn't very nice. But they were used to be me being that really nice person who doesn't want to offend anyone, that's really quiet, doesn't really have a voice. And they liked me being there because it made them feel good. They would put me down to make themselves feel better. That's how it goes. Of course, they were getting laughs out of me at my expense. I was allowing it. And I allowed it for a while, and obviously it annoyed me, and I wasn't happy about it. And I changed it, and I started to work on myself, and I started to read, and I started to become aware of myself, and I found my voice. And I became more confident, and I became more, let's say, gobby. I started to fire back. I started to be confident, more confident, should I say? And they didn't fucking like that. They said, "You've changed." And when someone says you've changed, think about that. When someone says, "Oh, you've changed, why are you doing that?" That means you're growing. Fucking good one. Always remember that. When someone says you've changed, usually you've changed. That's a sign of growth a lot of the time. It might sound negative at the time, but sometimes that's a fucking good thing. That means you're doing something different. And that also means that they're not comfortable with that usually. Let me just keep going back to the comments, guys. One moment. Sandy's saying, sounds interesting, Hibby. The book that really gave me some spiritual awakening was The Four Agreements. Yes, I've read that. I forgot what, is it Don Miguel Ruiz or Louise? Forgive me if I'm wrong. There's quite a few books. They're really good. They're really good books. Those. It just resonated with me so much at the time in my life. Yeah, it's a great book. Hibby is saying, Brad, this happens a lot, but you have to do what I call shedding, where you get rid, when you rid yourself of other people's narratives. Wow, that's very profound as well, Hibby. So 1 second, I'm just breaking it down, trying to comprehend it. So you're shedding your skin in a way. It's like a snake shedding its skin, becoming new again. Yeah. And it's other people's narratives that they put onto you as well, which I'm getting from that. Their perceptions, their insecurities, sometimes we put them onto others, don't we? And then we take it on as our own, but it's their shit, their crap. We take it on as our own, especially if you're emphatic. Maybe saying, I don't know it, Sander. I will look for it with regards to the book. Dawn, good morning. Hi, Dawn. Nice to have you with us. I hope that you're okay. How's your day been? How's your week been? How's life? I hope you're doing well. Sander's saying it helps thinking, if I don't want to be like them or live their lives, I shouldn't care about their opinions or narratives. No, you shouldn't. It's hard though sometimes, I think, if you're around them all the time. If you only have to be around people for a little bit, you can protect yourself so much easier, can't you? If you've got your own safe space, your own environment, and you only have to be with people for an hour or two, you can do that easier. But if you're in under the same roof as them, and you're around them all the time, I think it's a lot more difficult. That's my opinion on that. That's the biggest compliment ever, Brad. Yeah, it is. When someone says you've changed, you. Why are you doing that? What's up with you? What you're doing is fucking working. But at the time, I remember someone saying that to me. I'm thinking, oh shit, have I changed? What's wrong with me? I used to think that at one point. But now I look back at it, I think actually that's a really good compliment. It's a compliment that isn't intended as a compliment, but it is, in my opinion, it's a compliment. Morning, Dawn. Sander's saying, good morning. Sander's saying Miguel Ruiz, yes. Oh, I remembered. Great. Silver Gamer is saying yes. Good to have you with us, Silver Gamer, by the way. My name's Brad. This is the Inspirational Ambivert channel. It's Let's Get Inspired live vlog. And we're talking about the loneliness that, I don't know if you're already not aware or not, we're talking about how it can feel lonely. Self-improvement can feel lonely at times. That's what we're talking about. Dawn's saying, I'm fantastic. We're in Ullapool with the caravan and we Scrappy Dog. We're just back from a walk. Oh, is it really nice weather up there as well? It's the sun's shining here. You picked a good day for it, I think. If it's the same up there as it is down here. Sounds great. Yeah, it does. Sounds delightful. Sounds the same. Dawn's saying it's absolutely stunning. I wish I could show you pictures. We're out in the... I'm jealous, Dawn. Good for you, though. I'm jealous in a good way. I'm not envious. I'm jealous. I love the beach. Oh, and the sound of the sea. It has such a calming effect of you as well. I think there's something to do with the salt in the air that helps clear the sinuses and helps open up the mind. I think there's a science behind that as well, which I'm not explaining very well. But being on the beach, it can be really nice. Yes, absolutely stunning. Sander's saying, wowza, you lucky lady, Dawn. How long have you been staying for? And Dawn saying, yeah, it's really hot. Nice warm day. Make the most of it, especially in the UK, as you know the reasons why, I'm sure. Anyway, I'm going to carry on. So people can feel threatened by changes, therefore they want to tear you down. Dawn saying, we're working our way north to Durness, I think it is. Then we'll be back next weekend. Sandra saying, beautiful, what you need, just what you need, Dawn. Sandra saying, I went to the beach last weekend and it was so healing. The sea, the air, oh my God, the wind and the seagulls. Dawn saying, I've shed a ton of people too. It feels great. Yeah, absolutely, Dawn. I have as well. I don't see him anymore. My old friends. And I don't feel like I'm better than them. I don't. I really don't. I'm not trying to say, I'm personally not trying to say that. They live their own lives in their own way. They're on their own journey, let's say. But it doesn't align with what I'm doing or I'm about. And I couldn't be around all those people anymore because the environment wasn't good. Dawn took a picture of the sun's. 1 second, sorry. Hibby is saying, I shrunk myself. For a long time, I didn't say my mind. I didn't stand up for myself. I was scared that if I'd be too loud for people, too big for people, if I ever dared to be myself, I'd be left out. Hibby, I resonate with that so much. I think a lot of people on here will as well. I've done that so much in my life. And I've done that unconsciously as well a lot in my life. And I'll probably do it again at some point in my life as well, if I'm completely honest. So you don't speak, you don't want to rock the boat, do you, in that situation? You don't want to shine too bright. I dim my light. I dim my light sometimes because I'm in a group of people that aren't open to it. And I don't have certain conversations. I don't show them what I can truly do or achieve. I'll dim it a bit just to make people feel more comfortable. That's a bit silly, I suppose. Might sound a bit silly, that. I've done that so many times in my life. And I won't be too loud. I'll just shut down. I shut down. Sometimes in some groups of people, I'll shut down because I can't really speak to them. I try to speak to some people and I just can't I can only get superficial conversations out of them, which is okay. And some of these people are decent people. They're not horrible or anything, but yeah, I just feel like you're in the wrong room then, aren't you? I'm feeling that in my workplace now. I feel like I'm in the wrong room. I might go into that in detail on that later. I feel like with the place where I'm working, I love my job. I'm very good at my job. I'm very dedicated and I feel like I'm in the wrong room. I think I need to change the room with regards to my workplace. That's another challenge that's actually happening as we speak. But anyway, and if you ever dared to be yourself, you'd be left out. Yeah, because they think you're weird. They wouldn't understand you then, would they, Hibby, in that situation? Yeah, I've been there, by the way. Dawn saying she took a picture of the sunset last night. Oh, but it was stunning as well, especially if it's the sea with the sun. Oh, the sunset. I can picture it in my mind, with my mind's eye, and that sounds amazing, basically, Dawn. Hibby saying, I love that, Dawn. Keep doing it. Absolutely. Sander saying, Hibby, I was the same. Not anymore, though. Good for you, Sander. Dawn, Sander's just saying, sorry, I was catching up with the comments. Dawn, I bet it's stunning. I love taking photos of nature and sunsets. Yeah, they're just profoundly stunning, aren't they? Beautiful. Hibby saying, yes, dimmed light. Sander's asking where Yorick is. I don't know where Yorick is. Hibby's saying, Sandy, when you realise your worth, the whole narrative changes 360 degrees. Yeah, your life turns upside down. Sometimes as well, when you realise, in my opinion, sometimes you think, oh, fucking hell, what am I doing? And I feel a bit bad I feel like upset at myself sometimes. I think, shit, how the fuck have I allowed this? I've been dimming my light. I've been letting these dickheads take the piss while I'm being a good person. I'm giving everything and they're just taking everything. This isn't fair. This is not just. They're holding me back. And I feel fucking angry at myself sometimes. I think, what the fuck have I, sorry, I'm swearing, but I'm trying to convey what I feel, how I feel sometimes. I think, how the hell have I allowed this shit to happen? I know all these things. I've got the knowledge, I've got the wisdom, but I'm not fucking applying it. That kind of thing can go through your mind. It's like, but then after it, I get mad at myself. Then I feel bad. I grieve a little bit. I beat myself up and I feel sorry for myself just for a while. I don't do it forever, but I do it for a while sometimes. I allow myself that little bit of grace. And then I think, right, what am I going to do about it? I'm changing this. This is not good enough. I'm not dimming my light anymore. I'm not letting these people bring me down. I can do so much more. I owe it to myself. I'm going to fucking do it. I'm getting this job done. And then I look at solutions to try and change those things. Doesn't happen overnight though, of course. One moment, let me carry on. Shanna's saying, I shut down too. Jordan Peterson said, if they're not listening to you, stop talking. I always do that naturally. Absolutely, Sander. Also, what's that saying? Don't offer pearls to pigs. So don't. It says, this is a Bible saying. I'm not religious, by the way, but it's a good saying. It's a fucking good one. Don't cast pearls amongst pigs, isn't it? Don't cast pearls amongst pigs. Don't fucking wish. Don't give them it. They're not going to appreciate it, are they? Don't waste your breath on that, is what I got from your comment, Sander. And Sander's saying it's 180 degrees, I think, Hibby. 160, we're going back to the same thing. Yes, 360. I get your point though, Hibby. Hibby saying, well, Brad, this is so fitting. I have always been the kind one, the nice one. Snap. I try to be, but receive the short end of the stick. Yeah, you get the shit end of the stick, Hibby, sometimes. It's hard, isn't it? It's hard. Especially if you don't realise you're in that situation. Maybe he's laughing, saying, yeah, 180 degrees. But we get what you're saying, Hibby. It's all good. Sander's saying, Hibby, sometimes you just need to tell people to fuck off. Yeah. Yeah. Dawn saying, I love that saying. I do too. It's a good one. It's a great one. I don't know. I think it's from the Bible. Forgive me if I'm wrong. Maybe saying, wow, that's a deep one, Sander J. Peterson. I love Jordan Peterson as well. He's on another level. I don't agree with everything he says, but he's got so much wisdom, so much knowledge. Sander's saying, yeah, he's a very powerful persona, Hibby. I don't agree with everything he says. Just saying what I've just said, sorry. Hell, I don't even understand him always, LOL, but his brain, he fascinates me. Yeah, he's so smart, man. Jordan Peterson, he's on another level. I don't always understand what he's saying either, but he's got a lot of wisdom and a lot of truth, and he's I think he's a big help to the world, in my opinion. Him is saying, yeah, I recently learned to say no and turn a blind eye to negativity and walk away. And another good saying is when you say, you've heard this one before, I'm sure. When you say no, you say yes to yourself. One of my favourite sayings. When you say no, you say yes to yourself. And sometimes you think, oh, I'm being selfish. No, you're being self-full. Being self-full. Change the wording on it. Not in every situation, of course. He's carnivore too, Don. Yeah, I remember you speaking about that. I need to look into it. I've been a bit lazy with that, if I'm honest. I like the idea of that carnivore diet. And Jordan B. Peterson and his daughter they're on that as well. That's where I first really heard about it, if I'm honest. It's been really good for you. Sandra's saying she's not always perfect with it, but you try. He'll be saying, yes, it's good. It means that you are rooted in your being, Sandra. You don't always have to agree, no matter how influential. You would love it. Don't saying, yeah, the carnivore diet. I need to apply it. I will do it at some point. I need to decide. I'll get on it at some point. But right now I'm not, if I'm honest. I think my next thing I'm doing is a 5-day fast, which I'm going to be doing in a week or so, hopefully. Anyway, do 30 days. What of just a meat-only diet? Or what I'd mark, I don't know. Let me think. I need to plan it in my head before I do it though. I think about things for a while, and then I think about them, and then eventually I get round to it. But I will do it because I know there's a lot of benefits to it. And I'll see how my body reacts to it as well, because everyone's body is all different. Anyway, so let's move on. One moment, please. Next part. So we've covered that. Growth creates the distance, as we've talked about. And next is the next part is identity shift. One moment. One moment. Sorry. Identity shift. Don't think fasting is to get a break from plant toxins and carbs. You don't have to fast on carbs. It's just pure nutrition. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Someone who I work with does this. He's 60 years old and he looks 50. He's fit and strong, and he does that carnivore-only diet, and he fasts as well. He'd be saying it helps having your own mind and thinking for yourself. Sandra's saying that she's a non-conformist. And always have been, always had a different thought process and unique views. It's not always easy to fit into this society. Yep. Your values and your thoughts are your own. Like we've said before, like Dawn had said about a few weeks ago, non-player characters. Those people that don't really have an opinion, there's just nothing there. There's none. You look into their eyes and they just look like they're just frozen. Diets are hard. I struggle with weight and depression throughout. Yes, Hibby, it's hard. Also, guess what? I love food. Fucking tastes good, doesn't it? It's amazing. Eating is one of the simple pleasures of life. Hibby saying, Sandra, I love that. I don't conform either. No, good. Good for you. Have your own thoughts. Be free. You've got your own thoughts. You could be. We're constricted by society, of course. If you're working, are we slaves to the system? Yes. Are we slaves in a way? Yes. However, you don't want to be a slave in your mind either. You've got your mind, you've got your thoughts. You don't want to be a slave. You don't want to be a slave in there as well. Therefore, not conforming to everything that you're told and said to do. Have your own opinions, have your own thoughts, etc. Sandra says she struggled with anxiety all her life. That mustn't be easy. Bradley, would you say you're a nonconformist too? Yeah, I'm a nonconformist. I like to form my own opinions, of course. I like to live the life I want to live. I don't like being manipulated or controlled. Hibby's saying, I think the world is shifting. Good. Hibby, that's good. I think it is. I think there's going to be. I think there's more awareness coming, Hibby. This is very hopeful, by the way. I think we're going from the 3-dimensional thinking into the 4th. I think it's going to be into the 5th-dimensional type of thinking. And basically that means, let's just say 3D is more of all these like negative energies, heavy energies, isn't it? Low frequency energies, people putting each other down, people being selfish, people being rude, you know what I mean? Spilling out, nastiness. And I think rising above that is not being bothered by those things, being above it kind of thinking, being a bit more open-minded, being a bit freer, coming away from this low vibrational qualities, let's say, via greed, selfishness, ego-driven, toxic behavior, let's say, coming away from those things. I think there's a shift in consciousness, yes. I'm not explaining it perfectly, I know, but I think there's a shift in consciousness. I think as well, I like to think as well that I'm on that path. I've not got all the way there, of course. We're all developing, but I'm on that path. And I think I align with people that are on a similar type of trajectory, let's say. But I think, though, with the world shifting, sometimes the ugliness comes out more. The ugliness in society, in egos, is coming out more now at the moment. Maybe it needs to before it could be so it can be released. The negative energy is coming out more recently, in my opinion. So identity shift. Let me carry on with this thing anyway. I'm going off track. You're not the same person, and that you can make old dynamics feel awkward. So you're not going to be the same person anymore, are you? If you're working on yourself, you're actually applying those things. This could be putting what's it called? Barriers in place, isn't it? I've got saying barriers. I'm not saying the right word there. I'm just gonna have a sip of tea. Sorry, guys. I'm a little bit tired today. I've done a 6-day week at the hospital. 6-day week. I've done 54 hours. Some people do more, but for me, I won't be doing this next week. That's for sure. And I'm losing my trace of thoughts a little bit. Tidzine saying R.I.P. Ozzy Osbourne, yes. Tidzine, nice to have you with us, by the way. R.I.P. Ozzy, yes. He had a good life, man. He did that concert 2 weeks before he passed as well. I think he was a nice person. I thought he was a good guy. All right, Maggot. Hello, Maggot. Good to have you with us, by the way. I hope you're doing well. Randy Rhodes. Forgive my ignorance. I don't know who Randy Rhodes is. I can't put the name to the face. Don't say people have cured schizophrenia, bipolar, depression, and many more on carnivore diet. Carbs give me more anxiety. I'm addicted to carbs, if I'm honest. I really notice it now if I come off carnivore. People talk about the carnivore zen. It's so real. I need to do it, Dawn. I need a plan though before I do it, because you need to buy the right things, don't you? You need to change your shopping habits to achieve that. So I'm saying I can't commit to just eating meat or eggs. I love pasta, vegetables, fruits, eggs, and meat all together. He'll be saying I can commit to eating meat. I love meat. I'm from Zimbabwe. I don't know what Zimbabwe is. Sorry, Zimbabwe. All right, he'll be saying Zimbabwe, and we have totems. Mine is a lion. Very powerful animal. He's asking me a question. How did you start your channel, and what led you to doing so? I started my channel on the 30th of December 2024. What led me to doing it? I work full time. I work as a nurse. I'm a scrub practitioner, scrub nurse, and I work hard and I like my job, etc., etc. But it's not making me rich or anything like that at all. And what led me to making my channel was I thought I wanted to have something of my own. I wanted a passion project. I wanted my own business, let's say, but I didn't know what to do. I had no idea what to do. Like, you sell products, you do this, you do that. And then I thought, you know what, I'm going to start my own YouTube channel because I'm passionate about self-improvement. I read books constantly since in my 20s up until now. I'm not always reading books, but most of the time I've been reading books, and a lot of them are self-improvement books, and I believe in it, and I'm all about self-growth, etc. And this is what I am passionate about. This is what I am interested in, and therefore that led me to coming up with the name Inspirational Ambivert. I want to inspire others, inspire myself at the same time as well. And ambivert meaning, I just went with ambivert because it's a mixture of introvert and extrovert. There's much more to me than those things. That ambivert's in the middle. I think a lot of people are ambivert, if I'm honest. They're not introverted or extroverted to an extreme. They're in between. So that's what's led me to making the channel. And I thought, I'm going to do stuff. I wanted to make something that was positive. I wanted to make something that had thought behind it, that had meaning behind it. And that's it. And I just enjoy doing it. I enjoy doing this right now. I enjoy doing these lives. I do some edited videos as well, but I prefer doing the lives if I'm honest. Sorry, I hope I'm getting the words out correctly. Just wanted to do my own thing, my own passion project. Therefore, this is what this is, and it's going to manifest. It's going to grow, isn't it? It's not going to stay the same. I thought to myself, I don't want to do the same thing all the time. I need to be developing. I need to be growing in consciousness, etc., etc. And I also believe on a deeper level, this is what I'm meant to be doing. This is what I'm meant to be doing. I am meant to inspire others. I am meant to help people. That's what I'm meant to do. I believe that's why I'm here. Sounds very deep, weird, whatever. If I help one or two people, that's great. Of course, let's be honest, in the world that we live in, if I become monetized, happy days. If I can earn income out of it, of course I'm going to appreciate those things. But I see money as energy. Money's energy, but it's not the only goal, really. I hope I'm explaining that well enough. But yeah, inspirational ambivert. I want to be, and also what I want to do is I want to do it genuinely. And I'm not perfect, of course. I'm doing my best, and I only have so much time to do this as well. I fit it in well when I can. I hope that explains it well, Hibby. All right, Maggot saying Ozzy's guitarist is dead as well. No way, I didn't know. That's crazy, and he's just died after really closely in relation to Ozzy as well. Sandra listens to her body with regards to sugars. Dawn saying, Hibby, check out Dr. Anthony Chaff. That's crazy that Ozzy's guitarist has died too, by the way. You can't always listen to your body, but it gets addicted to poison like heroin, nicotine, alcohol, and carbs. Yeah. You get addicted to those things. Caffeine, I'm addicted to. Carbs, I'm addicted to. No way. So Dawn's saying, no pressure, but if you have anxiety, it's not working. Once you found the secret to the universe, you want everyone to experience it. You want to share it. Yeah, you do. It's like, wow, I found this new thing. It's really making me feel fucking amazing, and I want to share it with people. That's great, by the way. Santa said, I don't drink alcohol, never touched a drug in my life. Good for you. I even stay away from medications, but I do enjoy a bit of cacio e pepe or bolognese spaghetti. Fuck yeah. Hibby saying, I love this. I am an ambivert too. I love the Passion Project. I asked because I considered starting a podcast for Between the Lines with Hibby, sharing journaling prompts on my poetry. I love the depth. Go for it, Hibby. Go for it. What I find as well, I'm not an expert at this whole thing. So I'm only doing it about 6-7 months. Well, maybe 8 months or whatever. When you first start, you're not going to be great at it. Well, I wasn't. I've got better, but I'm not perfect yet. And also, guess what? You speak honestly, when I first started, for weeks and months, there's no one watching at all. No one. You're on your own. That's what I found for me anyway. And also what I didn't do as well, I didn't tell any friends about it, didn't tell any family about it, didn't tell any work colleagues about it, because I think it can mess it all up, basically, in my opinion. It puts pressure on you then, puts more pressure on you. I didn't tell anyone about it that I know. No one knows in my demographics of people that I know that I do this. They don't know. But Hibby, on that note, go for it. Go for it. I find getting a bit of a script, something to follow as well, helps me personally. You might already know these things. Sorry if I'm telling you how to suck eggs, by the way, Hibby. So I'm going to carry on. So identity shift. I'll go back to topic. And you're not the same person that can make old dynamics feel awkward. I remember when I passed my degree, my university degree, some of my family they weren't even open to it. I didn't get didn't get a card, didn't get congratulations, didn't get a pat on the back. No one really talks about it. Sometimes when I tell people, I'll try and help my family sometimes, they'll have an issue and I'll give them a bit of advice. And I'll give them a bit of advice and they go, thanks, Dr. Brad. Thanks, Dr. Brad. I'm not a doctor, but it's like a bit like passive-aggressive kind of responses I get sometimes. And basically, what I gauge from that is they don't feel comfortable with me helping them. I'm only trying to help them. I'm not trying to be Billy Big Bollocks or anything like that at all. Yeah, sorry. Running out of things to say there. One moment. He'd be saying, I wish I could send a link of a guy dancing in the park by himself and how everyone else just joined in. I've seen that before. I think I've seen something like that before. Point, you're always welcome. No worries. I'm going to move on, guys. One moment. Maggot saying, don't outshine the master. What do you mean by that, Maggot? That's in a book. Robert Greene. That reminds me of Robert Greene in the Book of Power. Don't outshine the master. Am I in the correct in my thinking with regards to what you're saying, Maggot? You could mean something else. Misunderstanding and judgment is next. Don't let me. So referring to my notes again, misunderstanding and judgment. People may label you as arrogant, too good for them, or obsessed. So people might think that you're arrogant, that you're showing off. He'd be saying, I think you can contradict a master though and end up outshining him. You have to be true to yourself. Yeah, you can. And even it depends on the master. If the master's comfortable with who they are, they love themselves, they've worked on themselves, if the master has, he will be okay with that. He won't feel threatened by that. However, if the person is insecure, like a master that's a boss or someone who's taught you and they're insecure, they won't want you to be better than them. They'll feel bad about it. Depends. I think it depends on the master. Margaret's saying I was a really good concreter, but you can't show that. Yeah, because they'll fret you. They'll feel threatened by you. Guess what? That's happened a lot in my life. Oh my God, I still get it now. People feel threatened by me. People are either inspired by me or they're threatened by me. And I don't mean to be threatening, and I don't even mean to be inspiring at all. I'm just trying to do my best. I'm just trying to be good at what I do. I'm not trying to make anyone look bad. But yeah, I get that too. And Hibby saying it shouldn't be out of spite. Hibby agreed. Don't dim your light and shrink yourself to please others. No. Because you're holding yourself back. Holding yourself back. So misunderstanding and judgment, because people could see you as arrogant because you're doing better than them, can't they, basically? Or that you're too good for them or you're obsessed. Sandra says, same, I get people threatened by myself often. Yeah. And what they'll do is try and put you down. They'll try and control you sometimes. They don't like it. They want you to be stupid. They want you to be needy. They want you to be fucking weak. Therefore, what do they want? They want you to be easy to manipulate. They want you to be easy to control. They don't want you doing well. They want to dim your light. They want you to rely on them for this. They want you to rely on them for that. Therefore, they feel like they're the rescuer. They're the powerful one. They've got the knowledge. They've got everything. You're just a weak little whatever. That's where they want you. They don't want you outshining them. Because then that makes them, because they feel comfortable with the control. And when they've not got it, they have to look at themselves then, and they don't like doing that. They don't like opening up Pandora's box. People love doing that because they're so insecure. And also, I think insecurity is weakness, of course, but insecure people can be very dangerous. They can fucking be dangerous. They can have a lot of influence sometimes as well. It's navigating through those things, isn't it? It's not always easy. I'm moving on. Yorick saying hi, Brad and Sandra. Just woke up. Hi, Yorick. How you doing? Hope you're okay. Right, so Ricardo, nice to have you with us, by the way. Ricardo, I have a problem. It's okay if I don't feel safe dating someone with HIV. The problem is I can trust him because he's not having safe sex with other people. He can do it, so it's very hard. One moment, Ricardo. Let me break that down, man. I have a problem. It's okay if I don't feel safe. Yeah, it's a tricky one, Ricardo. HIV positive. Yeah. So breaking down what you're saying there, Ricardo, it doesn't sound great, that. It's dicey, isn't it? It's Russian roulette with that kind of thing. HIV is not a good thing to have, of course. It's up to you how you live your life, of course. I'm trying to word this the best I can because I don't know your full situation. But of course, I'd be avoiding having sex with somebody that has HIV. But is it tricky? Depends which way you look at it. And if you are going to do it, if you're going to be in that situation, you're going to put yourself in that situation. Obviously, you have a responsibility not to be with anybody else because you're going to spread a deadly disease. It's a deadly disease, of course. And if you're going to go into that situation and you're going to live with if you're happy to live the consequences, then that's your choice. But don't give it to anyone else, is what I'm trying to say. If you're going to go down that road, but of course, the logical thing would be to avoid it altogether. However, if you really like that person, you really love that person, you really want to be with that person, and you're willing to do certain things with that person, that's your personal choice. There's going to be consequences, absolutely, and potentially deadly consequences, but you're going to make sure you don't pass it on to anyone else. That's all I've got to say on that. But please note, I am not a doctor, of course, and I've only got limited information there. He'd be saying, I remember the story of Carl Jung. He spent his time around Freud, isn't it? Sigmund Freud, who he had contradicting views, yes. But this man was his mentor, and staying in his shadow meant he had to agree with his conflicting views. Yeah, because he was dependent on him at that time. I think Carl Jung surpassed him massively, though. Carl Jung is amazing, basically. Much more so than Sigmund Freud, in my opinion. I think Jordan B. Peterson, a lot of Jordan B. Peterson's knowledge and experiences come from Carl Jung. Sander's saying hi to Yorick. Sorry if I've missed some comments. Heavy saying hi, Yorick. Maggot saying every house repayment, I'm $40 short at the bank trying to destroy my life. I find it funny now and have fun with it. So you don't worry about it so much, Maggot. You're calmer about it. It can be stressful, that kind of thing, especially when you're falling short on payments. Good for you for not letting it ruin your life and not letting it create too much worry. To become mentally free from that. That's a lot of wisdom and strength in that, Maggot, by the way, as I'm sure you're aware. Dawn saying, I find competent, secure people are happy to teach you. Yes, fucking yes. And better yourself. But insecure people want to confuse you, make you look stupid. Fuck me, Dawn. You've just hit the nail on the head. Absolutely. I experience that now. Some people are radiators, so therefore they give you warmth, they give you confidence. You feel comfortable around them. They're happy. They're happy to teach you. They give you. When I teach people where I work, I like to let them do their own thing, but I support them if they need my help. But I let them do their thing. I let them shine. I let them have their moment. I leave them to it, man. But some people, sorry about the noise outside, but some people, they don't like, they make you feel like you're insecure. They make you feel like you're shit. Make you feel like you're not good at what you do. It's because they're insecure and they're anxious. And then it feels like it's you, but it's them, basically. So in a real basic way of saying it is, some people are radiators, give warmth, and some people are drains. They suck all the energy, they suck all the positivity out. Which one do you want to be is the question. He'll be saying, that's why I prefer not to associate myself with insecure people. No. No. Especially if they're not open to change. I don't mind. Everyone has insecurities. I do. But I don't let them overtake me, and I don't try and project them onto others. It's okay to have some insecurities because I think that's human. And when they're deeply insecure people, they're not open to change. They're just going to drag you down. They're just going to be a drain. So stay away. And Sanders agreeing with that, as is Dawn. Sanders saying, yeah, people that are threatened by you will always dim your light. I call them losers. Yeah, you could call them losers. Hibby is saying, Sandy, you said it. I fear stripping down my independence to be with low vibrational people. Yeah, you do, don't you? You meet them where you can only meet people where they are, and where their perception is, their understanding. And if you're being a certain way, you're on a certain frequency, they're going to misunderstand you, and they're going to fucking judge you as well. They're going to call you a weirdo potentially. And to them, that's their truth. They're seeing you as weird. That's their truth. That's their perception of you. That's their understanding of you, or their misunderstanding of you. Being misunderstood. Yes. A lot of my life have been misunderstood, and I've also been underestimated as well. People just don't get it. They don't look deeply. They're not open-minded. They only see things like that. Short. That's it. That's all they're willing to go with. Very narrow-minded. Very just this. That's it. They don't look at the bigger picture. They don't look at other people. They can't put themselves in other people's shoes. They don't look at other perspectives. Their ego's so strong that they can't be wrong. So even if you've got the best evidence in the world and I'm believing in something else and I'm narrow-minded, I'm not going to listen to that person who, even if they're 1,000% right, they'll just block it. They'll dismiss it. Therefore, that's kind of low vibrational, isn't it? I don't want to be there though. It's not good. I've been there. I've lived in it. I've experienced that low vibrational kind of energy. I've been around it, of course. You're gonna be. I've been infected by it to an extent as well. But I'm not staying there, mate. I'm not about that life. Not for me personally. So I'm saying the issue for me is weak, insecure people being in high positions in a workplace. Yeah, the worst, because they have control. You have to be strategic around them. But a lot of the time, they will make your life harder if you allow them to. Yeah, they will, especially if they've got influence within the workplace. They have the power to an extent. They don't have true power, but they have power in that workplace, and it can influence you, and they can make decisions that are going to affect you, basically. And if they're an insecure leader, what insecure leaders do is, like, imagine you've got an insecure leader, they're a B player, they don't want A players, because A players are really good. They don't fucking want A players. They want B players, they want C players, they want D players. They want people that are weaker. They want people to be insecure, to make themselves feel powerful. They don't want to be around high performers. They don't want to be around positive people that are doing really good. They fucking don't like it, and they don't want it. And if you see anyone that's a threat, they'll put them down. They'll put them down before they'll cut them down before they even grow legs, before they grow. They won't allow them to grow. They'll chop you down, basically. But an A player, imagine someone who's really confident, but a good person. They'll want to. I want to be around high performers. I want to be around high performers. I want to be around people that are doing well. I love that. I love taking on tasks and being part of a fucking good, strong team. That for me is amazing. I enjoy that. I hate being around C players, D players, people that are playing games, people that are toxic, people that are lazy. No, not for me. Sorry, I'm going off on a little tangent there. Dawn saying, sorry, I'm catching up with your comments now. Dawn saying, honestly, I just leave the whole job. I promised myself I won't destroy myself over a job. Dawn, I'm going through that right now, man. I really, really am. Sorry, this might not be interesting, but I'll say it. I basically work in a workplace, and there's two groups. One group and another group here. One group sees themselves as the good guys, the angels, and they think the other side's the devil. But this side thinks the other side, both sides think both sides are bad guys, if you get what I'm saying. They say, we're good, they're bad. And they're going, we're good, these guys are bad. And I'm in the middle of all this shit. And they're all trying to get each other. So everyone's grassing each other up. People are playing games. People are being lazy. And it leaves all the work to the hard workers. And it's very difficult and it's very toxic. And I'm going through that in my workplace as we speak. And this week, I've really struggled with it, if I'm honest. And therefore, with regards to your comment, Dawn, saying you're not going to destroy yourself over a job, I'm kind of feeling that right now. I think I need to change my job, basically. Sorry, I'm going off on one. Yorick says just reading the chat and catching up with the chat. Sandra's saying, yeah, Dawn, that's what I'm doing right now. Sandra's doing it as well. Not worth my time or energy or health. No, it's not. It's not. Dawn saying, last time I did it, I ended up so stressed and disassociated and had alopecia, and it's so not worth it. God, you must have been stressed out there, Dawn. Again, though, Dawn, do you know what? I'm actually going through it right now. Really, I've had a hard week. Not always me, by the way. I've had a hard week with regards to that, what you just said. I really am. Fucking am. Twice this week, which is not within character of me usually. I usually deal with things really well. I'm very stoic. I just keep going. I've got very emotional and upset twice this week. I've had to walk out of the theatre and I've had to have time on my own because I was so upset because of all the toxicity that's going on around me. It's fucking awful. And people are trying to drag me into it, saying, oh, did such and such a body have too long of a break? Are they being horrible to you, Brad? I'm thinking, I don't want to join in with this bullshit. There's a lot of games going on, a lot of low vibrational toxicity going on where I'm working, unfortunately. And it's really, it's affected me this week. It really has. It's not just that I've done 6 days, which is a lot, I know, but I think I've become a bit sucked into it and disassociated. I feel that as well. But I believe, though, these bad things, like it's coming out, sometimes it's a good thing to suffer, good thing so you recognise it, you feel the pain of something, therefore you can change it then in the future. Anyway, I'll carry on. One moment. Sandra's saying, Dawn, that's awful. Sorry to hear that. I'm currently experiencing burnout and headaches, bad sleep. I'm so ready for a change, for something that aligns with my beliefs and values. Absolutely, Sandra. Yeah, I feel it too. Onwards and upwards, hopefully. Like I've just said, though, sometimes you need things to get fucking bad for you to want to change it. If things were okay, a bit shit, but okay. You're not happy, but you're not unhappy. You're in the middle. That's a bad place sometimes because you're just going to stick with it and stay with it. Sometimes it's good for things to get even worse, to feel when you really feel things, it can help you, give you a kick up the arse, basically, to change it for the better. So I'm saying, just go for it. This is your sign that changes need to come. Absolutely, Dawn. Sandra's saying, yes, I've outgrown and I don't want it anymore. Good for you, Sandra. Hibby's saying, the sad thing is that we find these people all around us. Yes, we do. In family, friends, and relationships, yes, we do, Hibby. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. And it feels, honestly, it feels like you're outnumbered a lot of the time. It feels like you're outnumbered. It's difficult. Sandra's saying, I've been here before. I actually love a change coming. I'm loving myself and advocating for myself. You're fighting for yourself. And also, it's good. Going off what Sandra's saying, if you've been there before, imagine you're going through a shit situation before. If you're going through a shitty situation right now, but you've been there before and you've dealt with it before, you think, I've fucking dealt with this shit before. I've seen this pattern before. You know what to do. Even if it's difficult, you know what to do. And that can give you hope. And also confidence because you know you've dealt with it in the past. Maybe saying the closest people, yeah, it's even harder when it's the closest people, isn't it? But imagine if it's your parents and they've got a dynamic with you and you grew up with that dynamic and then you're trying to change it. That's not easy. Not easy to change. Is it possible? Yes. But is it going to be painful? Yes. And also back to my point is, when you're trying to change things, it can feel lonely. It can feel lonely. Even if you're around supportive people, only you might be feeling that specific thing in that way. Sandra's saying that she's moved country to be away from her family. Best thing I ever did for myself, hence no tolerance for toxicity anymore. Yeah, you've lived it in the environment that you've lived it in. You've come away from it, which is a big thing, a big achievement, and you just no room for it anymore. You're not tolerating it anymore. You're not accepting it anymore. Dawn saying, insecure leaders use divide and conquer. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. They want to maintain the status quo as well. They don't want the position to be taken. They don't want A players. They don't want people that are going to, even though these A players might not want to take the job, they're just trying to do a good, doing their own thing. They just want to maintain the status quo. So that's what I've got going with that. Sorry, I'm losing my train of thoughts here. I'll keep talking. You're going through it as well, Sander. Yes. It's hard, isn't it, sometimes? There's light at the end of the fucking tunnel, though. I believe there is. Sander's saying, yeah, classical tactics, it's everywhere. Sander's saying 11-11, woohoo. Oh, angel number 11. 11, amazing. We're on the right path. Hibby saying, oh, Brad and Sander, I'm sending you hugs and laps. Thank you, Hibby. Really appreciate that. That's beautiful. Thank you. Sander saying, thanks, Hibby. Sending love and positivity your way. Hibby saying it's called character development, Brad. Yeah, character building. Going through the tough times, through the suffering. Hibby saying, ignore my clumsy thumbs, guys. No worries. Maggot saying, it's called the man at the crossroads. Don't stay there too long. The man at the crossroads. Yeah. Like you're going through that transitional period, basically. Don't know. Choose your path. Choose the right path for you. Dawn saying, Brad, I'll bet there's a narcissist or a sociopath who all the people-pleasing flying monkeys are trying to appease. Yeah. And impress because they are too weak to challenge them. Absolutely. Yeah. And sometimes when I look around, I see there's so many. It's like I feel like I'm outnumbered. I feel like I'm fucking outnumbered. There's so many of it. It's so deeply entrenched. So you've got your narcissist and your sociopath with all the, let's say, flying monkeys, the minions that are doing their bidding, playing to their song, let's say. And there's so many of them. And all you see is loads of people like that. It's you can't really change all of that. And also, if you're in a toxic environment, no matter how good you are, no matter how strong you are, for one, you're not going to change it. And it's going to affect you. It's going to wear you down if you're around it too much. Dawn saying he or she likely caused the whole division without anyone noticing. Yeah, sometimes it's under the radar. He'd be saying, love that mag. Love that maggot, yeah. So I'm saying they can't notice, they're likely toxic and too involved in it too. Yeah, they keep feeding it, they keep feeding that narrative. So I'm going to move on. Outgrowing environments is next. So I'm having a little rest, guys. Sorry. Sander's saying, I've outgrown a whole country in the past, LOL. Yeah, you've moved away from it. Amazing, by the way. He'd be saying, growing up with my dad, I lost myself. I didn't know who to be. Yeah. And it's hard when you're so used to playing to someone else's song, if you want to call it that. If you're following someone else's lead, you're not really leading your own life, but you're so used to doing that, it's very difficult when you find your own way because you're not used to leading your own life at first. It's difficult. It feels weird. Dawn saying, it's me too, Hibbit. It's tough. Yeah. And it's hard when the emotions are so strong as well. And they're conflicting, those emotions. So there's love and there's also maybe a bit of disappointment and love together, let's say, in your feelings, in your thoughts. And those feelings are very strong. When you look at something from, let's say, an objective perspective, like me giving someone advice, I'm not in the situation. I'm not emotionally charged. I can give the best advice in the world. It's easy for me to say, of course, but when you're actually that person in that fucking situation and you're feeling that intensely, it's so that them emotions are difficult to work through. So straightforward logic doesn't always apply, I don't think, especially when you're truly feeling something and you're emotional. He'd be saying, I was too loud, too happy, too much, never enough. He'd beat me up for flunking. Oh, I'm sorry, Hibby, that sounds awful. You were shining too brightly in that situation. He wasn't comfortable with it, is what I gather from that. Sorry to hear that, Hibby. Are you away from it now? Good question, Sander. So certain places, routines or groups can stop feeling fulfilling, can't they? When you're out, I'm cracking on with the, one moment, sorry, back to the comments. I don't tell people about this. I just shut down. I couldn't even try because of the fear, but now I'm parenting myself. Wow, yeah, that's what you need to do in that situation. You've got to like rebuild yourself, haven't you, from scratch into a healthy adult. Takes time, that though. I'm putting myself together on my own terms. That's amazing, Hibby. Wow, well done for you. It's not easy though. It's that work. That's all inner work. Are you on your own with that? Is that going to feel lonely? It is. And sometimes I think self-improvement. You think, is it going to happen in a day or two, a week? No. Month? No. Year? No. 5 years? No. It takes time. There's going to be improvements along the way, but it's not easy, is what I'm trying to say. And what can happen is you can improve a bit, and then you can end up with another group, like a group that's matching your level, and then you might even outgrow that group as well, if you carry on growing. Does it mean that one group's better than the other, by the way? It's just different levels, different frequencies, different paths, whatever you want to call it. So I'm saying the ones we love the most are the ones we should be loved and cared by the most. They often fail us. Yep, can be. And Dawn saying, I'm at pure disgust and content now. I've been torn. Oh, sorry, Dawn. You're angry. Yeah, it's not nice. Dan is saying, yes to reparenting yourself, Hibby. You are a strong one. I'm alone. I stay alone most of the time. It's just me. And having a twin made it worse. I always had to measure up. What's your twin like then, Hibby? Is she like you? Is she similar to you? I'm sure she's a different person. Or I'm sure she's her own person, of course. Does she see things the same way you do is a question, Hibby. If you don't have to answer that, if you don't want to. Just a question. Ruthless discipline. How close are you to your hair transplant, mate? Ruthless discipline. Do you know what, mate? I'm bald, of course. And I'm good with it, man. I'm good with it. I don't want a hair transplant. I don't need none of that shit. I look good bald. I've got the right head for it. So I'm going to continue to be bald. And I do not want a hair transplant. No disrespect to anyone that has hair transplants. Each their own. I used to be very insecure about that ruthless discipline when I was younger. Good to have you with us, by the way. And when I was in my early 20s, I started to go bald. I used to have hair, believe it or not, but it was really mousy, thin hair. And started to recede. So therefore, I got insecure. And I tried to make the best of it And it just got, obviously it started to recede more and more and more as I got older, but I started to go bald very young, and I was very insecure about it for a good few years. And then I decided, I thought, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to shave it all off. So I shaved it all off and I bicked it. And you know what, it felt liberating. And just what I thought, in my mind, it's no longer a problem. There's nothing left, less is more. And it was like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders when I shaved my head. And now I'm bold and I'm confident with it and I'm happy with it and I'm in a good place with it. But each their own with hair transplant, but no, not for me. Not for me personally. Sander's saying, Hibby, are you close to your twin? I am, yes. Hibby's saying, I love you so. Oh, that's beautiful. Good that you're close. Especially being a twin, that's quite rare, isn't it? And she'll obviously say same age as you. Sander's saying, ruthless discipline, how close are you to actually developing your character, mate? Dawn saying, who's hair transplant? Haha. It's okay to be bald. Don't bother me, man. Honest to God, don't bother me whatsoever. He'd be saying, but she stays in Germany. She's different altogether. Probably found work over there, I'm guessing. Don't say they're using it as a red flag. What for the discipline guy, whatever. It's control, classical. Yeah, that doesn't bother me, by the way. Bring it on, man. Fucking keyboard warrior, innit? They wouldn't say it to my face. Nah, they wouldn't. They wouldn't. Nah. It's easy to type and attack. It's sad, innit? That's what people do. These are good lessons, though. You need these people in life. You need toxic people in your life. This might sound fucking harsh and horrible, but without the bad, you're not going to appreciate the good. Without the suffering, sometimes the people that can be your best teachers are the ones that can bring you the most pain. And it sounds fucking awful, that. And some people might not like what I'm saying. They might not completely agree with what I'm saying, and I can understand why they might not do. Depends on the situation. But if you can come out on top, you can grow through the suffering that's presented by some of these people. And that can be a good thing. And that's where you become a super empath or a strong person. And then stuff like that doesn't bother you. If I wasn't in a good place mentally, that might have bothered me when I was in my early 20s. That comment probably would have bothered me, but now it's not. It's nothing. It's all good. However, on that note, do you know what? I'm changing subject here. Recently, this week, I've had a tough week. And one of the things I've been talking about recently is self-criticism and how not to do it. And guess what? I've messed up this week. Something's hit me hard this week, and it is, I work really hard. I put everything into everything I do. I have a perfectionist mindset, and I've done videos about how you shouldn't self-criticize, and I kind of contradicting myself because I'm struggling with it myself. And this week it's really been highlighted to me because I've been criticized twice this week with regards to my job, and it's really hurt me. It's really fucking hurt me. I had to leave the theatre. I think it's because of other things as well, but I'm so hard on myself and I feel so bad, and I got emotional. I had to leave. I had to walk out of theatre, man. I had to walk out. I don't usually do that. I did the right thing. I walked out and I felt so bad, and I thought, shit, my inner critic's so strong right now. My inner critic's so strong. That's something I need to work on. I need to get better at that. And if you look back, I did a live about that, and I've done a video about that, and I thought, shit, something I still need to work on there, if I'm honest. I just thought I'd send that out there. But on a positive, if something bothers you, my point is, if someone says something to you and it's rude, and then you take offense to that, it hurts you, that's something that you need to work on. That might sound harsh. And I'm going back to what I've just said. I'm so self-critical. I'm self-critical. I've been like that all my life. I'm better than I was. It's helped me a lot in life, being self-critical. It's got me away from taking drugs. It's got me away from hanging around with dickheads. It's pushed me to get where I am in life. However, I still have that inner critic that's very strong, and I need to work on it. And when others criticise me, sorry, I'm going on a bit within my job. It really, really hurt me this week. It fucking hit me hard, and I thought, oh shit, this isn't been dealt with properly. It just reminded me. Sorry, I'm going off on a tangent there. Anyway. He'd be saying that she's more in touch with her emotions than she is, more considerate. I learned a lot through her to have more self-centered, I learned a lot from her to have more self-centeredness, lol. Meg saying I love a bald man. Thanks, Meg. Dawn saying, my thoughts exactly, Sander. He'd be saying, I saw it last month. Sander saying, LOL, go Megs. Sander saying, oh, that's lovely, Hibby. Ruthless discipline. Women don't have to self-improve, bud. Only men do. Why? That should tell you everything about the world you need to know. Oh, thanks, Ruthless. What do you mean, ruthless discipline? So only men need to self-improve and women don't. So women just get out of jail free card. So they don't have to self-improve. They can just be whoever they want to be. They can shit on anyone they want to shit on. They can be horrible. They can be insecure. They can be toxic. That's okay for women to be like that, is what I gauge from that. Elaborate a bit more, but only men need to self-improve. So only men need to self-improve and women don't. I think that's a bit backwards in my opinion. However, that's your opinion, okay? I think we all do as humans. We all need to self-improve. Well, we should do, but some people don't, mate. They just don't. They stay where they are. Do you have a good relationship? Do you have a good opinion of women? Is the question. Ruthless discipline. He'd be saying the suffering, it is like a catalyst. Yes. Ruthless discipline, Sanders saying, I'm a woman and always self-improving. You're around the wrong women, maybe. Maybe you are, yeah. There's some women that don't self-improve at all, and some men that don't. A lot of society doesn't. Because it's painful. It's fucking hard. It's lonely as well. It's fucking hard. Outgrowing your environment and changing your circumstances, working on yourself. A lot of people, they think, fucking hell, that's painful, not doing it. That's what they do. They just think, fuck that, not doing it. I'm staying where I am. I'm staying in that comfort zone. That comfort zone's comfy. It's a bit shit, but it's comfy, and I know it. I'm staying where I am. That's what a lot of people do, and therefore they're stuck. That's the price that they pay. Growing is hard, and there's not a guaranteed. You're thinking, oh, is there a guaranteed light at the end of the tunnel after 5 years? There's no guarantee either with it. There's no guarantee. If you're working towards something, doesn't mean you're going to achieve it fully. But you still can do, of course. Dawn said, everyone is here to see Brad, so not to devalue him. Perfect example of the title talk. Yeah, it's a good example, Dawn. It is. Absolutely. It's a great example. And yeah, there's value in that as well. Don't feed. No, okay. And Dawn's very wise with, do not feed. Nope. Do not feed. Toby saying, I don't agree with the I'm a woman and every day I'm improving. Of course. Of course. Men and women. Humans. Let's fucking go with humans. That covers us all. I think we're here to grow. We're here to self-develop. I think that's what we're here for. The school of life. It's a hard school though, isn't it? It's a hard, heavy school, the school of life. And there is suffering all the way through. There's suffering, let's be honest, but there's growth in the suffering. Or there's not growth in the suffering. You're going to suffer either fucking way. Paraphrasing Jordan Peterson. Either way, you're fucking going to suffer, mate. Do you want to grow from it? Do you want to use it as an inspiration or whatever? Or do you just want to sit there and suffer? Which one do you want? Don saying, no, Sander saying, Don, LOL, you're spot on. Literally trying to dim love. Oh, thank you, Sander. That's beautiful. Thanks. Sander saying, look at us. Change your name to Maggot. Maggot saying, nothing bothers you after that. Ruthless discipline saying, women aren't lonely, buddy. They're not lonely. Why? Because they have friends? Sander is saying, LOL Maggot. Hibby's saying, that's what you think, Ruthless. It's not true. I think people... Also, it's like men, women, whatever. It's so vague. There's men, there's women. Men are this, women are that. Everyone's so... People are complicated. Let's just say that. There's a lot more to people than we think. There's a lot more depth to people than we think. Depends on your perception and how much you want to understand someone. How much are you willing to put yourself in someone else's shoes? Kind of thinking. Women get lonely too, Ruthless. Are you okay? Did women hurt you and disappoint you in life? Genuine question. Ruthless Discipline said he's 6'1", full hairline, living in USA, plenty of muscle. I don't expect anything from anyone other than myself. So no, so you're self-reliance by the sounds of it. Ruthless Discipline. So you've got loads of muscles, you're 6'1", and you've got full hairline. Anyway, let's carry on. Maggot, friends don't often test your patience. So when someone does, they should have just become your teacher. We should thank them, yeah. So friends don't test your patience. They're there, your friends, they're hopefully good people. But when someone tests your patience, they're your teachers, yes. Like I think I was mentioning that in my own words before, Maggot, absolutely. Yeah, thanks for the fucking lesson. If it wasn't for this difficult person, if it wasn't for this difficult situation, I wouldn't have been able to grow. It's not what you want always. Sometimes it's just what you need in life. And what you need is not what you want, of course. However, it's sometimes essential for growth. Ruthless Discipline, because only men have to self-improve to gain access to the opposite sex. All women have to do is hop on a dating app. You're on about dating and things like that, aren't you, Ruthless Discipline? Trying to think what to say to that, mate. 1 minute. It's harder for men to... I suppose, in a way, is it easier for women to find men compared to men finding women? Probably true, most of the time. What's the quality at the end of it, though? Men have to self-improve. Yeah, we have to work on ourselves physically, mentally, of course. We have to work on ourselves to become attractive to the opposite sex, of course. I get that bit. I'm trying to think, no. Sorry. Trying to think. Being quiet for a moment. But there's more to women than just that. This is just a dating thing that you're on about, isn't it? Women, all they have to do is go and jump on a dating app and find a man. But what kind of man are they going to get? If they're not working on themselves, if they're coming from a negative whatever place, they're going to only attract certain types of men, though, aren't they? Toxic men, potentially. Toxic men, toxic women. Works both ways. Women do need to work on themselves. Women do need to be accountable for their actions, in my opinion. So do men. Both. Not just one. With a dating game, with a dating game, that's very we're talking superficiality here, though, aren't we? Just like looks and attracting people based on muscles, based on height, based on hairline. Yes, you've got to look good, whatever. And if you just want sex, then that would fit into that type of thing. But if you wanted a true relationship with somebody, a positive relationship, where you're going to help each other to grow and have a positive life together, etc., just having a full hairline, being 6'1", and having muscles isn't going to achieve that, is it? And if you go with a woman that hasn't worked on them fucking selves, she's going to be a pain in the ass, mate. It's going to be a pain in the ass. It's not going to be good for your life, in my opinion. More than likely. Depends what you want out of life, though. Sandra's saying, thanks for this physical description of yourself. But why are you so disappointed? Let it all out. This is a safe place. Yeah, it is a safe place, Sandra. Absolutely. And also, everyone's got their own perspectives and own opinions, and they're coming from different angles, let's say. He'll be saying it's not about looking for a mate. It's about growth and depth. Yes. However, everyone has different wants and needs, or whatever that is, and everyone has different perspectives, each to their own, of course. But I'm more thinking of the growth and depth kind of thing. Sorry, going off on a tangent here a little bit. This is personally goes beyond looks and feelings. Yeah, it does. If you're going deeper, it does. If you're on about true self-improvement and growth, it's not just about muscles. It's not just, it's good to have muscles, don't get me wrong. It's good to be physically fit. Of course it is. Yeah. It's like an armour, isn't it? I see it as an armour. Being physically fit is a good thing. Of course it is. But it's not everything. Sandra's saying, ruthless men, women have to attain standards too, not just men. Yeah, they do. They should do. Otherwise, you're just going to have weak women. Who wants to be? Do you want to be with a weak, insecure woman? No. Do you want to be with a weak, insecure man? No. You're not going to want those things. And Sandra's saying it's not as easy as just hopping on a superficial dating site. Women have depth, and males just looking good, but it isn't good enough. Working on yourself, ruthless discipline equals code for gain money or status. Potentially, it can do. If you work hard, you get a good job, you get some good education, you get gain some good skills. It can give you the status. Here he's saying there is indeed more to women, Brad. I hope he sees that. Yeah, there is more to women. Of course there are. Of course there are. Some women there's not though. Of course, some women are just not worked on themselves. They're just in it to win it, basically. Sorry, I'm going off on one here. Men don't care if women are Starbucks baristas or CEOs. With regards to the dating world, probably not, no. But on the other hand, what happens a lot of the time is, do women often want a guy that's got a good job, got a good status? Usually that's how it works. What happens is as well with regards to women wanting men is imagine a woman meets a man, right? And the family asks about the man. What's the first question that they ask? It's not what does he look like? It's what does he do? What does he offer? How useful is he? That's often the first question. If a man meets a woman and the family asks the man a question about the woman, it's usually what does she look like kind of thinking. If you're going down that line of thinking, don't say it's nothing to do with money or status, it's about peace. Yes, peace. Depends on the person and what they want, so. I'm trying to say, ruthless, yes, working on yourself can lead to money and status, yeah? But what about the inner work, feelings, love, growth? Ruthless is saying, when a man is told to self-improve, that's coded language for gain, money or status. In your line of thinking, yes. In this capitalistic world that we live in, yes. We're going beyond that today, Ruthless. I get what you're saying. Men should care about the significant other successes and feeling fulfilled. I have a career. I love achieving things personally. Good for you, Sandra. So Dawn is saying we're giving the full attention of the stream to the superficial insecure one. Let's learn from this. Thank you, Dawn. Reset. Let's recenter. Let's recenter. Thank you, Dawn. Okay, recentering. Okay. There's an opportunity for growth there, though. That's what I'm saying. Okay. I think I agree, you know. Might be in the wrong room, yeah. I'm going to change the subjects. Thank you for recentering, by the way. Let's just recenter a moment. You've got a good point. I think it's good, though, to look at different perspectives, etc. But we're on about growth. We're talking about growth. We're talking about outgrowing certain environments. We're talking about the loneliness found in self-improvement and how It can be painful sometimes. So I'm going to move on. Give me a moment, please, guys. Thank you. One moment. So finding your tribe now is the next one. I'm just going to write it down. When I came away from taking drugs, etc., right, honest to God, I was in I was on my own for a long, long time. I really, really was. I couldn't hang around with the people anymore because they were taking drugs and they were drinking a lot. I couldn't do it. I couldn't be around them because I've got an addictive personality, and I'd have ended up doing the drugs again. And I kept failing at this so many times. I had to come away, and I was on my own for a long, long time. Trust me, I really was. I just used to take up activities and things like that. So it's finding your tribe, isn't it? Thank you, Yorick. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you to anyone that subscribed, by the way. I'm going to change subjects a little bit as well. I got 100 subscribers recently, and it's a big deal for me personally. It took a while to get there. It took me, believe it or not, I've been creating videos at least once a week, twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week. I do as much as I can. And it took me until the 14th of June to get to 50. Some people get there a lot quicker, of course, but I'm not comparing myself to anyone else because there's no point doing that. Comparison is the thief of joy, as they say. And then from the 14th of June up until now, I've got, I think, about 102 subscribers, maybe more now, hopefully. So it's like doubled in 2 months compared to 6 months. So 6 months to get to 50 and 2 months to get to 100. So it's great. So thank you for anyone that's subscribed. And thanks to everyone that's joining in. And that puts me back on to finding your new tribe, doesn't it? So you want to align with people that align with what your values are and what your thoughts are. And like we've just had an example of, you don't want to get sucked into other things. That's what can happen. If you're talking about certain things, positivity and growth, and then someone comes in and they're not about that, they're about something else. They might have some really good points, of course. They might have some truth, but it's coming away from what you're trying to align with. You don't want to pay too much attention to that. It's easier said than done. Sometimes you get sucked into a rabbit hole of whatever, and it's finding people that align with your values and what your growth ideals are, etc., etc. Birds of a feather flock together kind of thinking. And you don't want, and a lot of the time, like my workplace, there's some negative people there, and they have positions of leadership, and they take up a lot of fucking space, and there's always a drama going on, and everyone's always focused on the drama. They're not focused on the positive. They're not focused on growing. They're not focused on collaborative growth or anything like that. And you just get sucked into all the fucking shit. And it's, sorry to swear, and it's no good, mate. It's like fucking no good. You're taken away from your path then, aren't you? You're taken away from the energy and what you're trying to achieve, etc. Dawn saying divine timing. Just going back to the comments, just gave us a perfect example for our topic. It did. I agree. I think it's good to recenter. Also, though, in the ideal world, like I think sometimes give people the benefit of the doubt, and there's some growth could be found in that sometimes. Anyway, Hibbit is saying, yes, I am obsessed with Carl Jung, so I'll keep talking about him. Carl Jung and Alan Watts, yeah. Outstanding people. Rumi as well. So I'm saying, I recently saw a video of Carl Jung being asked if he believes in God. Interesting. He said he used to believe there is a God, and now he knows. I thought that was so profound, meaningful, and beautiful. Ruthless Discipline says, why do you think it took so much effort to? I don't know what you mean, Ruthless. What do you mean? Effort to what? I love Rumi. Hibby saying, Dawn Sander, Mike, Brad, and everyone, I haven't mentioned y'all. You are all my tribe. Oh, thank you, Hibby. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that's a beautiful thing. It's hard to find in the world. Like, I was going back, I was working yesterday, and I was around nice people, competent people, but it was just superficial. And I went to work, I did my job, I got paid, happy days. Life's not bad. However, there's no depth to it, or there's not these. I can't always have these conversations, by the way, Hippie. I can't fucking do this throughout society. In a lot of situations that I'm in, work situations, family situations, I can't speak like this. I can't speak genuinely and as openly and as in depth as I can. But on here, I can do that. And yes, that's where you can find the community and the tribe online, which is a really positive thing. And that should happen naturally. It shouldn't be forced. It should be happening organically, kind of thinking is what I'm thinking to that. But I appreciate that comment, by the way, Hibby. Ruthless Discipline saying, when you got 700 subs with little to no content. Oh, good for you, man. I've worked really hard to get where I am. Good for you. Hibby, I feel honoured, as do I, Sander. Thank you. Ruthless Discipline saying self-improvement is holistic. You've only focused on the intellectual. Self-improvement is very broad. It can be achieved in a lot of different ways, Ruthless, and it's very specific to each individual. It's not just intellectual. It's not, obviously I can only talk about things physically, and then it's applying them in your real life, isn't it? In this situation, I'm in a room on my own. I'm speaking to a camera, which is obviously my phone, and I can only speak things verbally at the moment. So it's starting with the intellectual, it's starting with thoughts, but thoughts can turn into actions, can't they? Only the individual can apply those things then. Holistically, though, is how you would achieve that as well, of course. Ruthless, you're so... All right. Dawn saying, Hibby, you're my tribe. 100% nice to meet you. That's beautiful, lovely. Hibby saying she might have to look for the video. Dawn is saying... Dawn saying, don't feed it, Sandy. It has no ability to self-reflect. Yeah, that's it. You're just going to... Sometimes that's what you're meeting sometimes, isn't it? There's just no... There's walls there, mate. You ain't getting through it. Absolutely don't. Sandy saying she absolutely loves the lives. Oh, thank you. You guys inspire me to do and be better. Thank you. As me as well. Like I did a video last week on honestly, I think I've already said it. I did a video on not being too hard on yourself, let's say. And then I did the video and I said some wise things. And then I experienced these things in real time in my actual life. And I thought, oh shit, there's work to be done. So it helps me as well. Trust me, it helps me as well. And I'd hate to be, some people, they go on to things and they say loads of things, they say the right things, they say things perfectly, and they appear to be perfect. And I don't think that's real at all. I think no one's perfect. No one's got all the answers. And it's an ongoing process, is what I'm trying to say. Driftless is saying, the reason it took you so long to get 100 subs is because we live in a shallow, superficial world. I agree. Women don't give a shit about your personality. Some do. Some don't. It's how you look at what you have. You know this. It's how you look at and what you have. You know this. Some women, I think some women will just look at what you've got and that's it. That's all they care about. What you have, I'm just going to use you. They're the women you don't want, man. I don't want them type of women. No, thank you. No fucking thank you. Don't want them type of people in my life. But there is people that I've got more. Hibby saying the depth is what had me asking about how you started. Dan is saying, Don, you're correct, but it's a bad and that I feel sorry for him and he's making like it's like a bot. All right. Just wanted me to read it. Hibby saying you wrote something in your book about not being hard to yourself yet. It's knowing the logic though. Fucking hell. I know the logic. I know the wisdom. I've got it, but I still have that problem. I still have that problem, man. I do. With Sandy's saying there's women that care more about looks and money. There is. Do you know how I know? Because I'm with someone that's like that. I'm with a woman that's like that. I've been with women that don't care about you, that use you, and I'm with a woman now that does. So I'm very lucky. It took me a long time to get there, though. So there is depth to people. Not all women are just in it to win it. Not all of them. Not all of them. I think it's a sad world if it is. Is it a very superficial world? A lot of the time it is, but not everyone's like that. They're not. So finding your new tribe. Why you need to actively seek communities, online or offline, aligned with your growth. Like this could be one. There might be others out there as well. It's not just mine. There's lots of things out there, of course, but it's having something that is aligning with your values and your path that you're on. Thinking about it as well, you could be aligned to something for a while, and then you might think, oh, you might need something else later on. You can change those things as well, which is absolutely fine. Have you ever considered fleeing the failed state of the UK for greener pastures? Yes, I have. Ruthless. Yes, it's gone downhill big time in the UK. It's not easy. Have I thought about it? Absolutely. Will I maybe do it? Maybe. Hibby's saying, guys, I have to run. It was lovely to see you all. Thank you, Hibby. Thanks for being with us. I hope you have a nice. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend, the Sunday. Thanks for your contributions. I'm here every Sunday, by the way, and I do fit some lives in the middle of the week as well. I try to fit it in with my job, though. So yeah, have I thought about leaving the UK? Yeah, I have. It's gone downhill big time. I think the Western civilization's going downhill as well, a little bit. Let's be honest. Are tougher times coming? I think they might be, but I think there might be light at the end of the tunnel. You've got to keep going the best you can. So I'm asking the questions. Have you lost friends? I have to type this in a shorter form because it only lets me write so many characters in here. Hibby saying, I will be around till that question in a sense of devaluation. Friends are like belts, sometimes we outgrow them. Yeah. Have you ever lost friends via self-improvement? Sometimes we do outgrow them. I'm just being quiet for a moment. I've been talking a lot, of course. I need to. I'm just having a little bit of a break here, guys. I'll leave the question there for a while, see what people have to say. Yes, sometimes you outgrow your friends. Sometimes they might even outgrow you. So I'm just saying, I've been to your channel list. So I'm just being to Ruthless's channel. You're addressing not being a sheep, but here you are being a sheep. I'm confused. Are you questioning your beliefs? Is that why you're here? I don't know what you mean. Sorry, guys. I think you can outgrow people and situations. I'm being quiet for a while, guys. I'm having a little bit of a rest. I've done a 6-day week. I've done 54 hours, which is a lot for me. Some people do more than that. I don't usually do 6 days a week. I've done too much, mate. Woe is me here. I'm complaining. Sorry. That's my little bit of event there. yeah, I've lost loads of friends via self-improvement, as I've said. A lot of people that I used to know, I don't know anymore. I don't see them anymore. You can outgrow workplaces as well. Sometimes you can even outgrow your family, can't you? You can. I think I've outgrown my family as well to an extent via my self-improvement and my consciousness, my levels of consciousness, let's say. A lot of my, going back to my channel as well, a lot of what I've spoke about is like, a lot of my content is with regards to how bad men can have it, and they can have it bad in a lot of situations. And it can always can feel unfair a lot of the time. But what my thoughts are as well is that there are good women out there. There really are. They do. They're hard to find. Good people are hard to find sometimes. Good people who've got integrity and depth about them. They're hard to find sometimes in life, and you're lucky if you find them in your life as well. But it can feel lonely trying to. It can be when you're transitioning with your growth. It can feel very lonely sometimes. Never underestimate the power of influence. No, never underestimate the power of suggestion either. So I'm just saying, I've most definitely outgrown my family and the place I used to live in. Absolutely, well done. Ruthless, you're around genuine, strong people here. Most definitely, it's influential. Yes. I'm going to change the question now, guys. One moment. I'm just going to ask this outright. Dawn saying, I want to give friendly accountability like I would expect from friends. Okay, Dawn. I saw you make excuses for addiction and give attention to a toxic person. Dude, this is hard to watch. Okay, Dawn. I'm not perfect, by the way, Dawn. I see where you're coming from. I'm trying to give people the benefit of the doubt. And all right, sorry, not to me. Oh, taking it personally, it's all right though. No, okay, that's fine. Even if it was, it's fine. I appreciate honesty as well. Sometimes it's, yeah, okay, that's fine. No worries, Dawn. I want to give friendly accountability like I would expect from friends. This is why sometimes things can be misinterpreted as well with writing, can't they? That's why I try to. So you feed. All right, thank you for explaining, Dawn. My female friend is feeding the narc there. So let me go back to that comment. I want to give friendly accountability like I would expect from friends. I saw you make excuses for addiction and give attention to touch. This is hard to watch. Yeah, but it is. What can you do with that? They're feeding the situation. They're keeping themselves stuck in that situation. A lot of the time, that's going to be unconscious, isn't it? You do believe in. I believe in that as well. I believe in giving people chances and try to understand people. I think you got to give people the chance or the benefit of the doubt, haven't you? Let them explain. Try and put yourself in their shoes, even if you don't completely agree with them, or even if you don't completely agree with everything that they're saying as well. I try to understand people, give them the benefit of the doubt, and if some of what they're saying, sometimes, it depends, doesn't it? But So if there's some of the comments though, let's be like, some comments, I look at them and I think, oh, there's some truth in that comment. I'm just looking at this. You're just looking at the sentences, aren't you? You're just looking at that little brief part of it. And if some, I've not noticed a behaviour pattern too, though. I have noticed a bit, you've noticed it as well. You have to give people a chance to be themselves. Yes, you do. I agree. And open themselves up towards different personalities and perspectives, inclusive and open. Yeah, I agree. Give people a chance. Give people a chance. If they're just going rude, bad, like extremely, then that's like game over, isn't it? If it's a little bit bad, then you got a little bit of good, a little bit bad. It can be confusing, can't it? Just give people a chance. So Dawn, you're seeing your ex in there. So you see, you're seeing your ex in there. That's what you see your ex in that type of commentary. That could mean, what could that mean then, Dawn? Sometimes as well, we've got like if I see something in someone else, I'll have like a bias and I think, oh, red flag, don't want to know. It's bad. If it's a growing opportunity, don't. If it's a trigger, I'm just going with the comments for now, guys. I'm having a little bit of a rest myself. Sorry. Rufus Discipline saying it sounds like you've got some unresolved trauma with your ex. I would request seek counseling with a trusted friend. Yeah. But that's what, let's see what Rufus said. It sounds like you have some unresolved trauma with your ex. Yeah, it can. Do you know what? I've had problems with my exes and it's took me a long time, like rejection. Fucking hell, it's painful as fuck. Being cheated on. I've been cheated on when I was younger. It was so painful. Fucking hell. It affected me for about 10 years afterwards. Really fucking hurts, man. And it affected my relationships for a long, long time. I didn't trust people. I didn't put myself out there fully. I didn't dare because I didn't want to be rejected. So it affected me big time. Personally, this is all about myself here. And it took me a long time to get over that fear of rejection. It took me a long, long, long time. It's just a very big way of saying it. So the good, then the bad is what creates a trauma bond. Yeah, because, yeah, Dawn, it's confusing, isn't it? The good and then the bad. If they're just toxic all the time, no one would entertain them. Yeah, because it'd be so easy to see, is what you're trying to say. But everything was aimed at devaluing Brad because we're all here to sing, oh, thanks, Dawn. Thanks, Dawn. Appreciate that. So I say she gives everyone a fair chance. Not perfect though, and yes, it can be bad for me, but I'm always trying to be open towards. You've got to give people the benefit of the doubt, but also you've got to protect yourself as well, and everyone's got a different perspective on that and what their threshold is, depending on where they're coming from. Don't say there's another one. So I say Brad can take it by the looks of it. Yeah, I'm good. I've got broad shoulders. Don't say it. the reason I research narcissism and I noticed these patterns instantly. Yeah. Yep. It's like love bombing as well, isn't it? Love bombing and charm, too good to be true, amazing at this, amazing at that. It's easier when you see them in real life, though. This is via sentences and paragraphs, isn't it? I refuse to feel bad. I'm good, man. Life's good. Fucking good, man. Not always good, don't get me wrong. Life's good, man. Good for you if you're happy. No, really. Yeah. Right, I'm going to change the subject a little bit. So, what's one thing you've improved recently that cost them a friendship or a connection? Is anything, actually, let's rephrase it. What's one thing that you've improved on recently? Is anything what's the highlight of your week or whatever it is? Dawn, you're coming from a very good place there. It's an example of the people making you feel shit at work. And I just want everyone to spot it and get away from it as soon as possible. I get it. Okay, then, let's put that into practice right now. Okay. This is a field test, isn't it? Let's do that right now. Let's do that fucking right now. That's what we're going to do right now. So what's one thing that you're happy with this week? One thing that you need to improve on this week? One thing that I'm really happy with is I've fucking got to 100 subscribers. It's a big deal for me. I'm really happy about that. I love doing this. I love that I'm connecting with people that see things from kind of my perspective, and also they have new ideas. I'm really open to those things. I think it's really positive. And I'm really glad I'm connecting with people. Honest to God, this is something that one of the best things that I've done this year. Doing this thing is great. Am I monetized? No. Have I got loads of subscribers? No, I haven't. Do I get millions of views? No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter. The thing is, I'm connecting with people that sharing similar experiences to myself, and it's really helpful for me. Just for me personally, even me being selfish with this is fucking amazing. And I'm connecting with people that have perspectives and they see things the way I do. And it's a struggle out there sometimes. When I'm out and about in society, working, etc., a lot of people can't have these fucking conversations. Can't fucking do it. Not even with my own family. I could do it with my partner. I'm lucky with that. Very lucky with that. Some people don't even have that though, do they? And it's good to connect with people. It's positive, and that's where we're going. That's the way we're going. It's all about growth and not getting. This is a fucking really good test, though, isn't it? Like Dawn's just said, just not getting sucked into it all. Just being above it, not being emotionally charged by it as well. You're right, though. I get what you're saying, though, Don. With people make you feel shit at work, you get sucked in. Absolutely, it's hard, though. It's really hard, though. Sometimes. Sandra's saying you've got to deal with challenging people sometimes. Absolutely, the challenge is not allow them to affect you badly. Yeah. Again, like I've said, it's easier said than done. Don's saying strong arms. Absolutely, strength. If you had millions of views, Don saying you'd probably sharing fake toxic content. Usually it is. They want to see dramatic shit, don't they? YouTube likes that. They want to see controversial things, really controversial things that clickbait. I'm not doing that. I'm like, fuck doing that. And also, yeah, I'm not doing that. And the majority is superficial, pretending to have these great, amazing, perfect lives, and they're not. And a lot of them, sometimes you might get a viral moment if you, let's say one video might just get a viral moment, but then there's nothing else to it because it's superficial, it just fades away. I'm here for the duration, for the long run, for the long haul, and not creating bullshit, not creating fake content. There's so much of it out there, especially with AI now as well. It's going to expand, isn't it? And that often though, the world that we live in, the superficial world that we live in, is attracted to that. So I say, also, Dawn, in life we encounter these people, and often, yes, we do. We choose to leave, but sometimes we can't leave right away. No, we can't. Can't always leave right away. You've got to deal with it the best you can. These are the learning opportunities, though. This was an example of that. Dawn's, but we can take away the power by starving them of attention. Absolutely. That's bang on. They disappeared when they're not fed like flies. They're not fed shit, basically. It's true. It's true. Yeah. Simon was saying, we're asking valid questions. Yes, you were. You were just trying to be open, Sandra, which is nothing bad about that. That's a good thing. You look, I'm giving you this. You don't know the person. You're giving them the benefit of the doubt. You're asking them questions. You're giving them give people a chance. I believe in that. You will get burnt sometimes, of course, but it's good. But I suppose from a perspective of feeding the situation, it would be to keep it going, basically. But I don't think, Sandra, no, I don't think you were trying to feed anything. I think you were just genuinely curious and giving people the benefit of the doubt from my perspective. Saeed SG says, hello, where are you from? Hello, Saeed. Nice to have you with us. My name is Brad. This is the Let's Inspirational Ambivert channel. This is the Let's Get Inspired Live vlog. Today we've been talking about loneliness found in self-improvement. Check out my channel if you want to. Sometimes I talk about men's problems. I talk about self-improvement, self-reflection, growth, personal growth, etc., amongst other things. They don't care. Attention is attention fuel for them. From a narcissist perspective, yes. So I'm just saying, yeah, but in my own person, though, my approach is different to, different approaches. I don't think anyone's wrong or right with that either. I see the truth in both. Thanks, Brad. You understand it. I do understand it. I understand both perspectives, of course. But sometimes, like they say, I'm going to lull you in with being a little bit of niceness. I'm going to lull you in, and then I'm going to fucking chuck some shit at you. And then, you know what I mean? That can happen. So Saeed has a question. One moment, Saeed. I'm just trying to catch up. You have a question? Go for it. You did mention I'm saying addiction is okay, don't I? One moment. Sally, you're a teetotaler, you don't drink. That's good for you. Some addictions can be positive, yes, they can. Like an addiction to endorphin releasing exercise, yes. I love exercise. Without it, I love exercise. Makes me feel good. That's the number one reason why I do it. I train. I've only done it once this week, though. I need to do it more often. I love exercising, though. Makes me feel good. Saeed saying how to be open-minded, and basically, I mean, I am an introvert due to this. I lost many opportunities that I can't get over due to my shyness, fear, and more. How to get all the things work out in life? How do you get everything to work out in life? That's hard. I remember when I was, Saeed, I'll answer that best I can. I remember when I was younger, I had so many fucking things I needed to work on. Fucking hell. Honestly, my life was a fucking mess. And I had so many things I wanted to achieve and so many things I needed to work on. Let's say it was 10 things, but it was probably more than that. And I tried to achieve everything all at once. And guess what? I failed, and I failed again. I kept failing because I was trying to just fix everything all at once and I couldn't. So all I can say is, imagine you've got loads of things you need to work on. Pick the fucking easiest one. Just pick something easy or the easiest thing and then just focus on that one thing at a time. And then when you achieve that, move on to the next thing. Maybe have a little bit of rest in between each one, because you can't always be working on yourself all the time. I hope that answers your question. Exercise is not a bad addiction to have. No, it's not. No, it's not. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Take risks. Go for it. Go for it. Yeah. Put your best foot forward and don't be afraid to drop the ball, because you're going to drop the ball. You're going to mess up. You're going to make mistakes. It's going to feel, making mistakes can feel bloody awful. I feel bad when I make a mistake, because I do. I fuck up. I don't say things perfectly. I don't do things perfectly, but I have a go and I do my best. I try to be the best person I can. Don't always get it right. I don't always see things from other people's perspectives. I just give my own perspective, of course. I fuck up, trust me, and I'll fuck up again. But I think, do you know what? I've dropped the ball. I'm going to pick it back up again. I'm going to try and do it a little bit differently this time. But you've got to try. You've got to have a go. And I think if you've got loads of things going on at once, like I've already said, just concentrate on the little things first. Go for the easy one first, in my opinion. Some people might think eat the frog. Go for the hard thing first. But I think if you're starting out, pick an easy one. Pick an easier one. Something that's achievable. Once you've done that, it gives you more confidence to take on the bigger task later on. So I'm just saying, go outside of your comfort zone and go for it. Yeah, go for it. How old am I? I'm 42. I'm 42, mate. Getting on a bit. Not as young as I used to be, man. No. God, sorry, guys. I'll keep going. So how to cope with the loneliness? I'm going to move on. So this is the cope with the loneliness. That's when you're self-improving. When you're moving away from all negative people, when you're moving on, when you're doing well in your life, you're going to lose people along the way, potentially. You're going to lose friendships along the way. But how are you going to cope with this loneliness? And I'm just going to type this in here now. Hopefully I spelled it right. How to cope with the loneliness when you're working on yourself. You've got to first, I'm referring to my notes, you've got to accept it from the saying, thanks, man. Thanks to Sandra and thanks to Ruthless. Nice to have you with us, by the way, Saeed. I hope that you're okay. Hope that you're doing well. So how to cope with the loneliness when you're working on yourself? Accept it as part of the transition phase. So that transition phase, what's that going to look like? It's like when you're on your own, basically. You're going to be on your own. It's part of growth. Feeling lonely can feel part of growth. Sometimes as well, you can be around loads and loads of people, be surrounded by loads of people and still feel lonely as well. And then it's been staying open to new relationships. So looking for new opportunities, people that see things from your perspective, people that are on the same path as you. Once you come away from those lower frequencies, you're coming away from doing bad habits or with friends that aren't going anywhere, you're going to get a transitional period where you're going to feel like you're on your own. And then that opens you up to other opportunities with other people, doesn't it? That might be on the same path as you. But sometimes you might want to keep some common ground, though, with the people, with common ground with old friends. Sometimes the old friends, they might not be moving the same direction as you, but there's a lot of positives. Those friends are still good people. Those friends are still, they're decent, good people, and they've known you all your life. Doesn't mean you should ditch these people altogether. They might not be on the same path as you, but they might not be completely toxic as well. So you've got to give people the benefit of the doubt sometimes. And then also we can use this solitude. Saeed said, any inspiration about money? How to earn more? Like from job or any investment tips will be helpful. I'm not an investment expert, if I'm honest, Saeed. I'm not. God, how to earn more, mate? You got to find a side hustle, a passion project. I don't know what that is. God, I'm trying to get the words out. Investment tips. I'm trying to think. I don't know, mate. I don't know about the investment tips. I think that investing in, what's it called? I've not got the words, mate. I'm really, really sorry. I'm not really helpful there, am I? Obviously, with regards to jobs, it's finding something where there's job opportunities, picking a degree that's linked to those job opportunities, because you could be an art, you could do a degree in art, you can do a degree in psychology, and there's probably not any jobs in there. There's not any job opportunities there, is there? So it's picking. Sorry, I'm running out of things to say here. I'm doing my best here, Saeed. I'm not doing it very well. I'm not very good with this, if I'm honest. How to earn more? I suppose it's finding a job where there's opportunities. Could be engineering. Could be something linked to AI, because that's going to be the future, isn't it? AI is going to change the world, I believe. AI is replacing everything. It fucking is, Saeed. I don't think that any work that AI can after, yeah. There's still going to be opportunities and work, but I think it's going to take up, especially in the creative world, maybe even doing this. AI might be even better. It's going to be better at me than doing this, isn't it? Yeah, it's going to replace a lot of things. It's going to change the world. I'm going to move on, guys. So you're going to can use. So sorry, I've gone a bit off a track a little bit now. You can use solitude for deeper self-reflection rather than self-pity. And what do I work as? I work as a scrub nurse, mate. I work as a scrub practitioner, which basically means I work in a theatre, operational theatre in a hospital. So I help the surgeon with instruments, to say it really basically, and equipment to help the surgeon achieve, to complete the procedures, let's say. I'm really sorry, guys. I'm hitting it. I've been going 2.5 hours. I think I'm burnt out a little bit. I'm just going to be quiet for a little while. Surgical tech, is that, yeah, kind of things, Ruthless, yeah. I think, is that an American? Are you American, by the way? Surgical tech, yeah. I think that might be an American way of saying it. Scrub practitioner. I'm a nurse, a qualified nurse, but I'm a scrub practitioner. I work in the theatres. You are a surgical tech. Okay. I'm going to end the live soon, guys. I'm done. I've done 2.5 hours. So growth will cost you people, places, and habits, but it will also give you a life that feels more like your own. So you'll be living your life within your own terms, living the life the best life that you can. Sorry, I've run out of energy now, guys. I'm done. It's no worries. Thanks, Sander. I hope that you're all okay. I'm sorry, guys. I've run out of things to say, but I'm done. I've done 6 days this week. I'm burnt out, man. I'm completely done. I'm cooked. Yeah, I can only say so much. Believe it or not, I'm not usually the talkative one within a social setting. I'm just not. Thanks, Yorick. You have a good day as well, mate. I hope you're okay. I hope you're okay. I don't know if you're still there, Dawn. I hope you're okay as well, Dawn. And Ruthless Discipline. And Saeed, thank you for all being with me today. I hope that you're okay. Live the best life that you can. Look after each other. Be kind to each other. There is good people out there, believe it or not. not everybody's here to use you and take the piss out of you. They're not always like that. There's some good people out there. It's just finding them through the mess. It's hard. And not everyone's going to have the same perspective as us all. Everyone's got different opinions, etc. It's just whatever. Anyway, I can't say any more. I'll be back next week on Sunday at around 10, 11 o'clock in the morning with another live. I'll be doing a live in the middle of the week. I'll try and create some videos as well. Do my best. Thank you for your time, by the way. I hope that you're all okay, and goodbye.